Hi, I'm Dana from Functional Wellness, and today I want to talk about how to relieve back pain. Over 50% of women experience back pain during pregnancy. That's a lot of women, right? Between hormonal changes, postural changes, and poor body mechanics, we put ourselves at risk for developing muscle imbalances and greater tensions that create pain over time. And this isn't just concerning women who are pregnant, but also postpartum, because we're dealing with infant care that puts a huge strain on our backs. So today I want to go over 4 of my favorite ways to relieve some of that tension and stretch out the body that hopefully makes you feel good. And this routine, I'm going to go through it as something to reference, and I'm going to go through it kind of quickly, but I want you to know that you can really soak this in and really melt into it and take your time here and breathe into these shapes. And if you are someone who is experiencing persistent back pain or persistent pain overall during pregnancy or postpartum, you do not have to live with it. A lot of these complaints that I see are common, but they're not normal. And so I encourage you to reach out to a local pelvic floor therapist, whether that's an occupational therapist or a physical therapist, and get an evaluation and see if maybe there's something that can relieve your pain. So today, you're going to want a ball. You can use the yoga tune-up ball. You can use almost like a play ball that's inflatable and squishy. Today I'm using a tennis ball. I'd say the tennis ball is the hardest that you should go with this. It could be really intense. So if you are using a tennis ball, you may want to really start soft. The first area we're going to target is called the QL, the quadratum laborum, and that's on the side. It's on your back, but it's the side portion of your back. And so when we stand like this, or we're holding up our baby like this, or we're waiting in line like this, or we're sitting at our desk and we're constantly in this sitting position, these muscles, these side back muscles, become either overstretched or tight. So let's focus on that first. What you're going to do is you're going to put your ball right on the side. And you're going to place the ball on the wall. And I have a little bend in my knee. And as you can see, my foot is about, I'm on my right side and my right foot is about a foot from the wall. So I'm a little curved here. And that's okay. So I'm creating a little bend into my knees. And I'm finding softness in other areas of my body. I like my arm lifted for comfort, and I'm just resting it. And I'm starting off by just exploring, by going down the body and up towards the diaphragm, down towards the hip. And you may find sticky points, and you can pause there and breathe into it. And you can go even side to side. And then once you find a really good spot, you'll raise your hand up. And you're going to begin to press into the ball just a little bit more and begin to reach over towards the left. Now, I don't want you to kind of just hang. Rather, I want you to really feel the muscles work. And so by slowing it down and not going as far, you'll be able to get more out of this. And we'll take anywhere between 3 and 5 breaths and then switch to the other side. And so now you get a different view. You see where the ball is. Going up, down, doing a little cross motion. And then I find that sticky spot. Taking 3 to 5 breaths here and coming out. So now we're going to put the ball right along the sacrum, that flat, bony spot right above the flesh of the bum. And so where you have your little dimples on your lower back, that's where we're aiming towards. So My feet are hips width apart or wider. And I have a nice gentle bend in here. You have no need for straight legs. And I'm placing it on my back, and I'm going to start to roll to one side and then roll to the other. This is where we have a lot of our attachment points of our glutes, and our hip muscles, and so it's really nice to just work this spot out. Rolling from one side to the other. And then I'm going to put this ball down. Once again, you won't need the wall. We're going to come into a nice gentle twist. And so when we're twisting while pregnant or even postpartum, you don't want to use your arm as leverage. So I'm going to use my arm just as simple support, but I'm not cranking my body. I'm just allowing it to open naturally. So you can have your feet hips width apart or wider, and you're going to bend your knees coming into almost like a chair pose, almost like a squat. And you don't have to come that far. You can see how my body is. And you can rest your hand, or if you're lower, you can rest your forearm. And once again, my hand just simply rests as a means of opening up. And stand up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, open. And if you're someone who likes to move through this, you can move through it, or if you want to hold, you can hold and take in some breaths. Next one we're going to do is a version of downward facing dog. So if you're finding if you already practice yoga and you are finding this just doesn't feel good, it gives you headaches, it makes you nauseous, I love using the wall as an adaptation for downward facing dog. So you'll place, my feet are about 2 to 3 feet from the wall. You can go further if you want and need to. Whatever works in your body, there's really no right and wrong in that way. You want your feet hips width or wider, and you want your wrists in line with your shoulders. You'll bend your knees here. Nice bend. And you're going to send your hips back and up. And then allow the spine as if someone was just pulling you back. Keep the weight into your hips here. It's pulling you back. And I mean, as the chest comes down. When I mean put the weight into your hips, what I really mean is keep the weight in your legs at first to just feel out this lengthening of the spine. And then you can push with your hands as well and feel what that does too. It's an active motion. You are working your shoulders here. You're feeling a nice opening in the shoulders and lengthening in the spine. And you really want to use your core here. So on that exhale, feel that core lift. Inhale. And on your next exhale, you're going to bend your knees deeply, scoop your tailbone under, and vertebrae by vertebrae, start to work yourself up. Rolling up the spine. Lifting the heart up towards the ceiling. This is almost like a cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, come down. And you can rotate through this. On your next exhale, bend the knees, scoop the tailbone under, work yourself all the way up. Feel that opening of the chest. Feel yourself grow tall. Exhale, come down. And what I love about this is that you're using that spinal mobility and feeling this out. And the last one we're going to do, and by the way, with this, You can do it as big or as small as you want. If you want to also, if your wrists are feeling really funky, you can do this with your forearms on the wall as well. Just so you know, there's options for everything. And the last one we're going to do is just some gentle neck stretches. So you'll bring your ear to your shoulder, and that opposite shoulder, you're going to gently just bring that shoulder down and back to feel that lengthening along the neck. You can hold here as long as you like, and when you're ready, you're going to bring that chin down to the chest and swerve it to the other side. Opposite shoulder is down and back. And make these small half circles, finding any sticky spots and holding. And shake it out. Well, I hope that this feels wonderful. Once again, you do not have to live with persistent pain. Please reach out to a local pelvic floor therapist if you are experiencing back pain, neck pain, pelvic pain. There's help. You are not alone. And I hope that this sequence can fit into your daily routine and helps with any aches, pains, and stiffness.